all in the wrist. Watch out flip. Watch out whip. I'm in the whip. All in the wrist. I never switch.
The young, incredible, honestly unforgettable. You a Joe like Chappelle show. This so perennial. Do this for my millennials. I be murdering any flow. I just had to let you know. It's the young, incredible, honestly unforgettable. You a Joe like Chappelle show. This so perennial. Do this for my millennials. I be murdering any flow. Yeah. I just had to let you know. Yeah. Give me that work and I can sell it. I put it on the line like I ain't selfish, nah. The story flip if I let you tell it. Put my heart and soul in so you feel it. I ain't never faking, I'm the realest.
I'm the coach. You're locked into the NFL on EA Sports. On tap is what should be a pretty good matchup between the Washington Redskins and the Carolina Panthers. With that, let's get up to Charlotte. Standing by, our broadcast team, Brandon Gotten and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach, thank you. EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is in uptown Charlotte, North Carolina at Bank of America Stadium. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Washington Redskins and the Carolina Panthers. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
Here we go. The final week of the NFL season. Week 17 is underway. This will be taken short. And a nice return sets them up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. So out comes the Redskins offense now onto the field. They're led onto the field by the former Cal Bear, the #1 overall pick in 2016, Jared Goff.
Okay, I thought there was something to build on in last week's game by his performance. I thought he played fairly well overall. The numbers won't knock your socks off. 2 touchdown passes and an interception. The bottom line, though, they lost.
Yeah.
How does he eliminate that one interception, continue to take care of the ball, and maybe increase the number of times he puts the ball in the end zone with a receiver?
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. From the gun, here's Goff. The catch made by DeAndre Hopkins. Touchdown, Washington. DeAndre Hopkins hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. That is a quick strike, one play all the way to the house. You know, the pass was fine, but that run after the catch, impressive.
An absolute horrible time. Of course, any time like this is a horrible time for a defensive breakdown. But where's the tackling? Where were the safeties? You don't expect him to catch the ball, and next thing you know, he's running into the goalpost this early in the game. That's not supposed to happen.
And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. So here are the Panthers now for their opening drive. Orchestrating the offense will be a man who, of course, won a national title back in his days at Clemson, Deshaun Watson.
And the tendency for most of these guys is to want to match things right away because they have a lot of confidence in their talent, too. They just saw a big strike against their team, and you know they're thinking to themselves, I can get this back right now on one play. Well, if it's there, you take it, but otherwise, just go ahead and calm your team down. Run the offense, get things going, and see how things settle in.
Play action for Miller. Now Watson. Flush to his right. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. And in this offense, the shifty Lamar Miller sometimes sets the table.
And he's at his best when the number of carries for him approaches 20. Wears down defenses with his speed.
So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22.
Watch the slant. Watch the slant. Motion.
Now a first carry for Lamar Miller. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
He's coming. We got double up.
Now a play fake, and it's Watson. Flushed out right. And this one's incomplete. He was looking to get it to his running back, Lamar Miller. And now it's 2nd down. Time for a look at our starters here on defense. Now, they've been pretty much a mess against the pass, number 31 in the league.
And I think you're going to see some changes in the offseason, whether it's through the draft, free agency, maybe even both. They definitely need some help in the secondary.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
Even the greats in this game, and he certainly qualifies as one of them, they're going to have trouble if they continue to throw into double coverage.
He better be careful. Throwing into too much double coverage might have a couple of them picked off. To throw is Watson, and that is incomplete. He shook his head right when he released that throw. He knew it was going to be a little off target.
Yeah, the excitement got him on that one. Wasn't able to control the fact the receiver was open, and it would have been an easy throw.
Watson going to stay out there as they'll go for it on 4th. On 4th down, Watson. Got a man. It's complete. Williams. And he's taken down inside the 30. 4th down, no problem. 19 yards that time, and now it's 1st and 10. So finally completes his first pass. Credit the defense, though. They've been showing him some different looks, keeping him off balance.
Yeah, I like the observation that you had there, because when you give him different looks and give any quarterback different looks, it takes just a little bit longer to process sometimes, and you don't throw the ball with the same confidence. You're not sure that that's where you should go with the football, and that's worked for the defense early in this game, and now he's got his first completion. Let's see if his confidence comes back, and he starts to get into a nice little groove.
To throw again on 2nd down. Watson, and it's caught. A good-looking drive so far for the Panthers, and a 1st down here.
That's another Panthers first down. First and goal at the 1-yard line.
And now we won't see a play on 1st down. We're going to get a timeout instead. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. 1st and goal, and a chance to get that initial touchdown right back.
Under 10. Check 50.
Now the Auburn product, Corey Grant. And he is in. Touchdown, Carolina. Corey Grant, his 11th touchdown of the year, as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. Now, let's not forget that was all set up by the 4th down conversion earlier in the drive.
Would have been a complete letdown if the drive doesn't culminate this way, wouldn't it? If you're going to go for it on 4th down, your intention is to make sure you get a touchdown out of the drive, and that's exactly what they did. Converted, and it converted a 2nd time for 6 points.
Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away.
Free kick out of bounds. Kicking team.
So they will accept the penalty and move forward. A good starting spot for the Redskins as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 44. A carry now for McKissick. And he'll only get a yard, maybe 2, up to the 46. And now time will be called here as we've got an injured Redskin down on the field. And this is certainly not what you want to see in the final week of the year. We'll be back. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
You can't block me. You can't block me.
They'll fake the give. Now gone. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Kendall Beckwith in there for the sack, and he's closing in on the all-time record. That's number 19 on the year.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game, watching this offensive line, because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit. Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. Call that a gain of 38. A big march forward on the 3rd down conversion. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. To throw is gone. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. Von Miller doing what he does best with a sack. Coming off the line, he's been wreaking havoc all year. And look, that's why, as a result, he's getting some looks for Defensive Player of the Year in the NFL.
And I know that many people don't have him first on their list right now, but he deserves that type of consideration. You mentioned it. All year long, he's made big plays and continues to do so. Imagine if he has a big game here. If so, he could vault himself right into the #1 spot.
Now gone. And this is caught. A spectacular one-handed grab there. And he's going to be marked down right around the 17.
It's got to the point where we see guys like that make that type of a catch. Not fair goes through my brain. That size, that speed, and now they're acting like wide receivers too.
Yeah, tight end one-handed catches. They're kind of like wide receiver one-handed catches nowadays.
Just not right.
And the 12-year veteran knocks it right through. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. Even though they might not find the #1 seed next to their name come playoff time, there's not going to be very many teams, if any, entering the playoffs on the kind of run they're on. They're hot.
And I love that word, hot, because every team in the league wants to go into the playoffs on that uptick. Because a lot of the time you serve notice to the rest. Rest of the league that, hey, we're the team you need to deal with. We're the team that's going to be a real problem for you. And if they can continue this streak, they could very well be that team and gain that confidence that they're seeking as they head to the playoffs.
And confidence, that's the word I would use from our meetings with them. They said we're playing our best football right now. It is showing. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
And that's a nice pickup of a first down on that second down run. And at that yardage gained, they can run that play on any down.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. They'll go back to Edwards on first down. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. 10-7 our score after one right here on EA Sports.
Check 55, Mike. General, West. I got you.
On second down, it's Edwards. He's got the first down and more past midfield. And down to the 28-yard line. A big play on the ground there. It goes for 36 yards. Boy, the offensive line there, that was a thing of beauty to watch them block.
I love how you give a little appreciation for those big guys up front, and well-deserved. But how about the execution behind them? You can see the hours of practice that have gone into it. Great pocket by the running back. Quarterback puts it right in the perfect spot. Great mesh point by them. The timing on point. The run even better.
Edwards now on 1st and 10. And down inside the 15 he goes. Give him 15 there. The Panthers have a first down.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. C.J. Anderson of the game. He gets it here. He'll get this down inside the 10 for a pickup of about 3.
That's it, baby.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Pittsburgh, just 66. Fully high. Ready to go.
On second down, Smallwood. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. Wendell Smallwood, his first touchdown on the year. And the Panthers are going to jump back in front. And there you go. Nothing really too complex. Block, keep to your assignments, let them run it in. They did it.
Fundamental football. Good blocking, beats good tackling on that play. End result, touchdown.
Here's Badgley now to try to add the PAT. And that makes it 14-10. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. DeAndre Hopkins and the rest of the offense heading back onto the field. He's done his part, but so far it's been in a losing effort, so they've got to fix something.
But that doesn't mean changing anything, the way they're throwing the ball around and his catches and production. Keep doing that. They're going to have to fix some things likely on defense to try and slow down their opponents.
But so far he's north of 100 yards receiving. Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield incomplete. The tight end C.J. Uzomah, the intended receiver. That'll bring up second down. On second down, it's Henry. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down. Third and long. It's gone. He's got the hook up to Lee. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
Press coverage on the outside, and for defenders, that's the ultimate risk-reward. If you take the risk, can you reward yourself by keeping them on the line of scrimmage? But no, not on that one. Got to step on them. Now it's just a matter of laying the ball out there for him to go get it.
A gain of 3, second down. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. A quick throw finding Lee out wide. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. 60 catches for him now on the year. This last one, a first down. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the...
A 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Steven Nelson, and his guys will take over at the 25-yard line.
Oh, man, Brandon, not a real good throw that time. It looked like he tried to put a little too much air under this one, and it turned into a floater. And defensively, this is a dream. He could have fair caught that one. That was way too easy.
Watch the twist. Check. Fresno. Switch it. Come on. Yes! 61. Matchbox.
They'll run with Edwards here to begin the drive. And he'll take this one up close to the 25-yard line. The All-Pro Justin Houston in on the tackle. And here comes throw number 1 for the backup QB. Dumps it off to Edwards. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. The Redskins now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down.
Here we go. 90. Wolf. Give me your nightmare, son. Hey. Give me your bravo.
Back to throw here. And the throw there going to be incomplete. And the great veteran Eric Berry back to knock that one away. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part. It got them the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah. And they had all that momentum after getting the football, and now zapped right back in the other direction. Now, meanwhile, they go for it on 4th down, and my goodness, incomplete. So, Charles, why in the world do you take that risk there?
It doesn't make a whole lot of sense on the surface. I've been around enough of these coaches and enough of these meetings along the way. Sometimes they're so confident in a play call that they don't care about the situation. They think that that play, at that time, they're going to run it and pick up whatever they need. So maybe that's what influenced him there. I'm guessing because I have no other explanation.
Yeah, that's tough. Own side of the field, that chunk of yardage to pick up. Head scratcher. Throwing again on 2nd down. Goff. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Von Miller in there yet again. What else is new? He continues to rewrite the record book in single-season sacks.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
Throwing on 3rd. Gone. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Von Miller getting him once again his 3rd sack of the afternoon. A rough couple of weeks for the man under center. 5 sacks last week, 4 now this week. Do you try to design some quicker developing plays if you're an offensive coordinator?
I think you do that. I think you also change his launch point at times. In other words, move your pocket to the right, to the left, roll him out, bootleg it. Do some different things so they can't just rely on the fact that he's going to take 3 to 5 steps back in the pocket and line up and throw the football.
Yeah, current formula is not working right now. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17 as we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thank you as always. Welcome into our final regular season edition of our Halftime Report. Playoff lives.
Due to time constraints, we move you forward in today's broadcast to the beginning of the 3rd quarter. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. This is taken at his 4. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Out come the Panthers. They'll have it first on offense in the third quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that would look pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
And a short gain down to about the 33. Bringing him down defensively, Jayon Brown.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Now this time he'll look to throw. This one complete to Scott Miller. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. It's a Carolina first down on a gain of 16. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
They'll try and run for it with Miller. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. They'll try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal. Here's the 2nd and 7. And the Redskins do get to him. He goes down for a sack. And now because of the sack, it's 3rd and goal from the 14. He'll look to throw. He'll get this one complete to Davis. And a nice little quick spin move before he's dropped. And a pretty good gain. Here's Michael Badgley ready for the field goal try. This is a fairly straightforward 22-yard short attempt. Badgley's kick is good. And that moves him up by a touchdown now at 17-10. Well, looking at it from a defensive perspective, that keeps the deficit very, very manageable. You know, all things considered, not a bad job on the defensive side. I
would say that you've pointed out something pretty good right there, and that is you actually have both sides happy with that exchange. You know, happy in quotes, of course. One team, hey, we've kept it within range. The other side saying, hey, we put points on the board and did stretch out the lead. Let's see how this one turns out.
Yeah, still bottom line, though, 3 points for the opening drive of the third quarter. Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board and get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
And the catch made by Hopkins. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A gain of 19 and picking up the first. That's what we're used to seeing from him right there. Plays like that, why he's number 4 in the league in terms of receiving yardage.
Able to make adjustments all along the way. Doesn't matter where he lines up, where he releases from. Working his way into the secondary, figures out defenses and finds weak spots in order to get open.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. They will run it. It's McKissick. He'll get it to the 40. Broke a tackle there to get some extra yardage. 2nd down, a little more productive than 1st. 7 yards on the gain. It gets him to 3rd and 3 now.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down. Here's Bradley Pinion now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. One quarter remains here as the regular season starts to wind down. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Here's Bradley Pinion now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. That one sails out of bounds. The side judge will walk it off. And he says it went out of bounds at the 9-yard line. Nice punt. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game. But this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt. An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football. Because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position. That one, 28 yards on the ground. Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there, and on that play, I saw a defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing, in a situation where they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through. If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from all angles? You have to be careful about where you're coming from, obviously, but at this stage, you have to take a few chances as well.
Loss of a yard brings up 2nd and 11 at the 36-yard line.
Mike 5-5, Mike 55, Mike 5-5. Push him back now. Push him back. Check 55 to Mike. Check.
2nd and 11. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down. So he can't hang on, and as I watched that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Well, you know a coach said that, right? Yeah. Not an actual player. Not a chance at all. Way easier said than done.
And now here's a deep shot that's complete. A big gain of 31 on 3rd down.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great, and what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big gain. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. A loss of 2 there, 2nd down. If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down. Here we go on 2nd and 12. Over the middle, and it's incomplete.
When you see passes knocked down by those guys I call the frustrated fullbacks, the linebackers, you know that in their zone coverage, they were able to drop, see the ball thrown, and react to it very quickly.
Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked by Pierre Desir. He's at the 40. Past the 20. 10. And he will score. Touchdown, Washington. Yes, the old tip drill works to perfection there.
You're bringing back great memories. Used to love that drill. And a lot of times in practice, you work on it, not just one tip, but multiple tips, just in case the ball stays in the air for a while, to have an awareness and the ability to go up and grab it, and then you want to get some blocking support and end up in the opposite end zone.
In that tip drill, what do you yell?
For us, it was Oski. Okay, Oski was an interception.
For different teams.
Different teams have different ways of doing it. I've heard bingo, jackpot. The worst I ever heard, though, was Frankenstein. You don't want it to be a three-syllable word. Yeah. You want to get it right down and go. Oski is really the preferred word.
Oski. Here's the Carolina offense as they get ready to take over here. And following the pick six, and they have decent field position in throwing that pick six. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
And nothing but daylight ahead. Touchdown, Carolina. Corey Grant, 78 yards. And they're able to break the tie and move out in front here in this fourth quarter. And with his speed, if he just finds the slightest crease, he can take it the distance like he did there.
How about the leverage up front? Offensive line out-leveraging the defensive front to create that space, that crease that he was looking for. And once he hits open field, he's going to be very difficult to catch and corral.
Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And they will take a 7-point lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is taken at the 3. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
A big play there on the catch and run. 41 yards. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Out of the gun. Gone. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Okay, I'm not quite sure how to judge that one. Maybe didn't have enough legs underneath him. Mechanics might have been off. Maybe some fatigue. That one came up short.
Yeah, fourth quarter. Maybe you do start to watch as the arm there, the leg's still there. This has been a tough game. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
This will be a 5-yard pickup as they move it from the 20 to the 15. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down. Goff throwing again. Open man is Uzama. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes. And we've got a 1-score game. So it's Redskin football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Here's McKissick. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. He needed 2, he got 1, and that's going to leave him with 4th down at a yard. And that is caught. Touchdown, Washington. DeAndre Hopkins with touchdown number 2 in the game, and now 11 on the year. As they can now tie the game with the extra point here in the final 2 minutes. Well, the hard part's done. Now they just need to split the posts, tie it up, but then their defense is going to have to hold up to send it to overtime.
Yeah, no matter what. I know there's an inclination in it when you have momentum to go for 2 here, but if you miss it, you don't give your defense a chance at all.
Plus, it's been a good game. I want to see overtime. I'm selfish.
You obviously don't have a flight to catch.
tomorrow. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. Carolina getting set to take the field. And coming off a one-play drive that was so deflating for the defense, what's their mentality? How do they rally here and stop this offense?
Well, hopefully there's some determination that sets in, because they weren't ready to go on the last one. Give all the credit to the offensive guys for getting it done, but to allow a run of that length, that's just not being prepared. So now, are they determined? Are they ready to read their keys and make the proper plays?
And we'll see how determined they are. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. They'll drop the throw. That's caught by his tight end, Dawson Knox. The Redskins now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in the fourth. They're going to look to throw. He's going to take a shot for the end zone. And that'll wind up incomplete. Trying to give his man room to run under it, but it's second down. So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28.
Zoom, fellas, let's go. Go, go. Check, 55, Mike. 3 up, 3 bud. Mike 55, Mike 55, Mike 55.
2nd and 10. He completes this into the hands of Miller. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. Lamar Miller in the final minute. And they have taken the lead here in the final minute. A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to his second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
And he gets halfway there, down to the 1-yard line. Defensively, certainly not fooled there. Play started at the 2, and he was tackled at the 2.
That has to feel good for them. Not happy about having given up the touchdown, but stopping the 2-point conversion gives them a little bit of a lift as they head to the bench.
Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. So Jared Goff in the offense. Down by 6, 34 seconds to go. Now their losing streak in danger of continuing as they come up on 1st down. Goff. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. Now Washington going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as he'll stop it with 27 seconds showing on the clock. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Von Miller in there to drop him as that clock continues to run. The Redskins going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they get it with just 19 seconds left on the clock. Now it's gone. And it's knocked away and incomplete. So down 6, and they know they need this one on 4th down. They go ahead and snap it. Gone. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Panthers are going to get it back in excellent field position.
Here we go. 90, Wolf. Heavy on the edges. Mike, 55. Right there in the middle, 55. Charlie. Fingers are lost. We taking wins home. 50.
That one looks like he'll throw here. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go. From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10.
Hey, watch the screen, watch the screen. Watch the screen. Mike 52, Mike 52. Target. Chopper. Box track. Ready, go.
Looking to throw. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. So this one is over. A victory for Carolina. And it wasn't really always pretty. They had their bumps and bruises. Really, both sides did. But they did what they needed to do at home to get the win.
Yeah, they really had to grind this one out, didn't they? Because nothing came easy. Every snap was a major league brawl. They had to win at the line of scrimmage, win downfield. They got all those things accomplished. But to win a close one like this, you know, every team wants to be physical. We've heard that a million times, right? But those who are mentally tough, those are the teams that you have to deal with in the playoffs. This was that type of a game.
So for the Panthers,